From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte. Republican candidate Donald Trump cast his ballot for the U.S. presidential election in Florida today, where he said he was feeling very confident. Meantime, Democratic candidate Kamala Harris did a series of radio interviews and visited the party's headquarters in Washington. Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly says Canada plans to lean on deep relationships with Americans in the aftermath of today's presidential election. The Canada-U.S.-Mexico Free Trade Agreement is up for review in 2026, regardless of who wins tonight's U.S. election. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says his government condemns recent violence in Brampton, Ontario, after police broke up protests outside a Hindu temple yesterday. It's the same temple where violent weekend clashes led to arrests, adding fuel to already fiery Canada-India diplomatic relations. Trudeau says the people responsible won't succeed in dividing Canadians.
I want to condemn unequivocally the violence that we've seen over the past few days across the country and emphasize that the individuals who are seeking to foment violence, division, hatred in no way represent either the Sikh community or the Hindu community.
The protests drew condemnation from the World Sikh Organization of Canada and other politicians. A leadership shakeup in Israel has led to protests.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has dismissed his popular defense minister Yoav Gallant in a surprise announcement that came as the country's embroiled in wars on multiple fronts across the region. The move sparked protests across the country, including Tel Aviv and near Netanyahu's home in Jerusalem. Gallant, a former general, had argued that military force has created the necessary conditions for at least a temporary diplomatic deal that could bring home hostages held by Hamas. But Netanyahu's hardline partners have threatened to bring down the coalition government if he makes concessions to Hamas. I'm Norman Hall.
And some Taylor Swift fans who were unable to get tickets for her Toronto shows are getting another shot at seeing the pop star.
Ticketmaster says a limited number of tickets were released for the otherwise sold-out dates. It did not say how many or if more would be made available. It says some fans who were waitlisted in previous attempts to buy tickets were sent a text inviting them to try again. Swift's Eras Tour plays 6 dates in November at Toronto's Rogers Centre before heading to Vancouver for 3 dates at BC Place in December. Rob Westgate, The Canadian Press.
This is The Canadian Press. In sports, the Toronto Maple Leafs will be without captain Austin Matthews when they host the Boston Bruins in NHL action tonight. He's listed as day-to-day with an upper body injury. Elsewhere, the Winnipeg Jets look to continue their outstanding start to the season when they host Utah tonight. The Jets lead the league with an 11-1 record. Also tonight, the Habs host the Flames, Ottawa is at Buffalo, and Vancouver visits Anaheim. Bianca Andreescu has withdrawn from Canada's team in the Billie Jean King Cup Finals. Tennis Canada says the Mississauga, Ontario native is focusing on her health after battling injuries throughout the season. Brad Gujou beat Reid Carruthers 6-1 in a matchup of Canadian skips to kick off the Co-op Canadian Open in Nisku, Alberta. And Philadelphia 76ers center Joel Embiid has been suspended by the NBA for 3 games without pay for shoving a member of the media on Saturday night. From the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.